What is up, you guys? I am and have been compelled to do a reading for Casandra, aka Cassie, Ventura reading. So here we are, and I have had the chance to actually sit down and really do this. I have some decks and a couple of them that I want to use. I am going to use the Dancing in the Dark Tarot for this reading, okay? I just feel like it's the right one, okay? Feel compelled to do this. Welcome. I am Kimber. If you are returning, welcome back, my loves. And if you are new here, welcome to Safe Space. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, I took some notes as well. Major changes, of course, when she was just young, okay? Started off in the industry. She was probably what, like 19, 18, 19, very young, right? And when you are in that kind of environment, okay, and this is just how I imagine it to be, when you are in the spotlight, all right, and you got everybody's attention, you are, playing this role, a really big role, and you're facing the world at a very young age. You're in a different mindset. You're in a different mindset. And so at a very young age, when you're in that kind of environment, in that kind of industry, especially when you're working with so many different characters, right? Where you are with your mindset is to just really focus in on the image, the appearance, and what you are on the outside, right? It messes up your mind. It switches up your mind, right? You go from, and this is the flow, this is the energy that is coming through, so I'm just following suit, okay? Your mind switches up on you. And when you're around a lot of different characters and a lot of celebrities, well-known, big names, you know what I'm saying? This is going to put you in shifting your mindset, different moods, right? It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster, especially when you are young and you're starting off very young in that kind of industry. It's a lot of pressure, right? And I have already had set up the decks as it is, so I'm going to pick up each card, each deck, and just pick up from it the first thing that comes, whatever is on the very top, okay? And starting out young, okay, we have the Star. It says it all. She's beautiful, right? She's got the body, she's got the face, the charisma, right? She sings, she dances, all those good qualities that they most definitely look for in somebody like her. And she might have been the it girl, okay? But what comes a lot with being the it girl, when it comes to our mental health, when it comes to our emotional health, we don't think about those things when we're in the spotlight, right? We only think about the image. We only think about what looks like on the outside. We only think about what matters most on the outside. Some things I'm getting like some things they didn't really pay attention to, obviously, right? It's not what you look for on the inside. It is exactly what you see on the outside, and what you see on the outside, boom, there it is, there she is, there he is. That's exactly what we need. That's the talent that we want. That is the it girl. That is the it man, right? And we're going to do whatever it takes to get her out there, whatever it is, how many risks she has to take. And she has risked a lot. How many risks she's had to take, not knowing that what she is actually stepping into was going to change her life drastically. drastically, drastically, drastically. This is, in fact, a very dangerous industry to be playing such games, right? To be playing, I'm getting manipulative, and a lot of it, as the devil and the seven of swords come out. It is actually also the perfect industry to play the games and to set and plot plans. Okay, this is so interesting, and I've never actually done a reading like this, but this is interesting. And it is all, right, it is all surface level, the devil. It is what we can do with her and what we can do with him, because they have the look, they have the talent, right? Everything we can do to make this person look good on the spotlight. We have the Magician along with the Page of Wands, right? The Page of Wands is giving me like when she was younger. This is her essence. This is her essence. This is her purity. This is her innocence. This is what we want. This is what the world wants to see, right? Page of Wands. This is somebody who has a sense of charisma, sense of style, and she's beautiful. We don't look so much for the intelligence. We don't look so much for, although that is very important, but because you're working with a lot of men, you know, they are the ones to think for you. They are the ones to take actions for you, is what I'm getting here. But when it came to women back then, okay, this is how I'm just picking this up. When it came back then, it was mostly the man who had control over everything. When it came to papers, when it came to money, when it came to who's going to handle the money, who's going to handle the papers, who's going to handle the image, who is going to handle her looks, her what she's going to be wearing for the day. You know, it is the men in the industry, is what I'm getting here, who is in charge of all of this, while she is to play the role that we want her to play, and only really playing the role that we want her to play, nothing else, nothing more, right? Nothing less, nothing more, but exactly what we want her to look like and want her to be like. So while this is going on, while she is being, while all of these plans are being plotted, okay, where is Casandra, Cassie, Ventura, and all of this during this time when all of this was being played out, right? Now we have the it girl. We got her under our power. Okay. What can we do to her that's going to make her even more well-known and famous? What can we do to her? And mind you, this was all emotionless. This was all, you know, physical aspect of things. The looks, the appearance, how she looks like on the spotlight, how she looks like to the world. You know, what more can we do to her to make her look more to everybody else, to make her be more famous? What are we able to do to her? You know, it's all manipulated, it's all controlled. It's not what you have, it's how you use it. So how can we use her? Right? How can we use her? Because in having to also make her look a certain way, make her wear certain things, right? Do her hair and makeup certain ways, this is also going to attract a bigger audience, right? It's like literally plotting, planning out things, right? But only for the appearance of it all, for the image of it all. And so this was like very thoroughly well planned out, and using her for things so that they are able to gain from this and gain wealth from this, gain power, money, numbers, and even more collaborations, right, to come, and having to plan this out meticulously, so intricately. How can we make her look more, and how are we able to invite more audience, invite more people in, and getting her to a certain point, certain level, to get her to look a certain way, so that we get more audience, we get a bigger audience, so that we are able to gain from this. And mind you that they don't actually think about where she is with all of this, right? Where she is with all of this. They don't really think about that kind of stuff. She in fact had to only go by and listen to what Diddy was saying and whatever the crew was saying to her, right? But it was mostly Diddy, right? And there might have been like other celebrities and other well-known big names that, really seen her struggle. And when I say that, I'm getting like, they're seeing her struggle, but she doesn't even know that she is in trouble while she's in the middle of being manipulated and controlled. And while Diddy was doing all of this, you are seeing other well-known celebrities, big names on the outside looking at Cassie. But Cassie is so unconscious about all of this. She's only really going by there are certain rules to adhere here. There are certain rules that I am to play here, and there is a role that I'm playing here, so I am only here to play the role, while Diddy is pretty much the master puppet of it all, right? Just playing her, controlling her, manipulating her every move, right? It is to make her look like, and set her out to look like what he wants in his image, and how he sees it in his mind. And perhaps how vindictive a mind can be, right? And I'm talking about Diddy. How vindictive a mind can be when, mind you, that Diddy was the one that was manipulating every move, every image of her. So it's like a mirror, right? So it's like Diddy had all of this in his mind. Oh, I can make her look like this. I can do this to her, and I can do that, and I can do this. But in his mind, it's like it is mostly what he wanted for himself that he couldn't have for himself, but projecting it onto her, because obviously there were some things that he couldn't do that she was able to do, because she had the looks, she had the charisma, and knowingly that she had all the power. In his mind, he's thinking, oh yes, that's perfect. I can use that to even overpower it, right? Because I can't do it from myself, so I'm going to use her to even overpower her power, but it's under my control. Unconsciously, Cassie, as young as she was, she probably didn't know this, and at that time, in her mind, she's probably thinking like, he's just helping me out. And her innocent, pure mind, she's just thinking like, no, he really is just like, trying to help me become famous. He really is just trying to help me, step by step, little by little, trying to guide me and becoming more famous. But in his mind, his vindictive mind, he's thinking that it's so gross. It's so gross. It's like, in his mind, he's thinking like, there is a lot of envy and jealousy that comes with that, and is rooted all in jealousy and envy, because he knows that she has had a lot of power since she was younger. And even when you're younger, you're even more fresh. You're beautiful. You're still clean and pure and innocent, right? And so in his mind, he's thinking, you know, like, if I were to make her look a certain way and set her out a certain way, then that means I have the power. It is like reassuring to himself that he is more powerful than her, but knowingly that she actually is more powerful than him. She just was not conscious enough to be doing the planning part. She just was not conscious enough to be doing the part where, you know, she is able to control what she can wear, what her hair is going to look like, what her makeup is going to look like, and pretty much her role in the industry. But in his mind, he's thinking, no, I have power over this someone. I have power over this woman who has more power, and she thinks she has more power, but I'm going to overpower her power. It's like projecting a lot of his pain onto her that obviously she did not deserve in the first place. Projecting all of his pain and all of his insecurities onto her because she was the perfect target of choice. She, in fact, came into this industry with just her being her, pure and innocent. She's got the looks, she's got the body, she's got the talent, right? Not knowing that she is actually messing with somebody who isn't actually in the right mind. But in her mind, she's thinking like, wow, well, he's got the power, so he's the perfect person for me to, you know, collaborate with. This is the perfect person for me to be around. You know, obviously he has done this a while, and he's gonna get me there. Meanwhile, he's over here projecting all of his pain, his insecurities onto somebody who has a lot of confidence and a lot of beauty inside and out. It isn't just what you see on the outside, but if you think about it, in their relationship, he is actually really picking up a lot of her power and sucking out all of that power that's inside of her. And she's probably unconscious that this is happening at the time. But she's just surrendering all of this power and all of this energy, all of her energy onto him, while it is making him even more powerful. It's very vindictive. It's like the audacity for one to take and control, because somebody like that, in fact, does not have a sense of control. Somebody like that, in fact, does not have a sense of spiritual maturity. Somebody like that, in fact, does not have, a set of principle, morality. There is no morality. There is no morality in that, right? When you act upon, you see somebody else, you see somebody else's power, just to gain from them. Diddy, in fact, did not have power. It was power, but it was all false. It was all used in the wrong way. but became even more powerful because Cassie was holding on to a lot of that real, true, authentic essence, real power, right? She's a Virgo. Only to gain from her true essence, only to gain from her essence. She, in fact, had all the essence while he did not. And that's what was so attractive about Cassie, is that she had the essence, she has the charisma, and it was all true. While Diddy was just kind of in the background looking at her like, who the hell does she think she is? So I'm going to step in and control. I'm going to step in and manipulate. That's exactly what he did. Trying to steal her essence. Okay. I have the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. This is her essence. Three of Pentacles. I'm getting like the Three of Pentacles is her potential that Diddy had gained from. This is all of her inner strength, inner courage. This is all of her essence. This is, in fact, what Diddy had gained from. Rebuilt it and made it himself. Made it his empire when it was hers to begin with, because she was the essence of it all. She was the essence of it all. She was, in fact, the essence of it all that he had taken from her. Okay. And what I'm getting here is that he actually didn't really know what he was getting himself into. He, in fact, did not know what he was getting himself into. He was, in fact, he stepped into a situation that man. Ooh, I'm getting like, he is feeling the wrath of this. Like, now he's in this season, like it has been. This is the month of justice. Okay, June. We're in June. When did he post? When did he make his confession? Last month, I believe, in May. Where are we? 22 minutes. 10 of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups. He stepped into this situation like a dummy. Like he didn't even actually, you know, the dark consumes and feeds so much off of the light without even aware, you know. When the dark is consuming, I've seen this post. It's taking me back to this post. When you hold such a very influential energy, when you hold a very special light, and you're spreading abundance and love, and real abundance and love to everybody else, you know, they can really feel that. They can really feel that, right? When you hold a very special light within yourself and you're spreading that around to people, people remember that, and they will most definitely remember that about you. That is, in fact, the number one thing they're going to remember about you. And Cassie had that. When I say essence, Cassie had that, right? And so Diddy did not know what he was getting himself into when he was manipulating and controlling this whole thing and setting up this whole thing, because now what he's feeling in this month is a whole lot of that wrath. And in fact, he may be the one, he's probably feeling it more than she ever did when he was the one doing the abuse on her. Look, it comes back to you 10 times worse than you had done to somebody else. When you do evil to somebody else, when you do evil to somebody else, how that comes back to you, because you're messing with the wrong person. Like, especially when you're messing with a very special light here. Okay, this is what I'm getting here. When you're messing with a pure, and when you're messing with a pure energy here, it is actually going to come back to you 10 times worse than the abuse that you had done to that someone. Okay, it's going to take a lot of courage to wow, like I'm sorry isn't going to cut it, you know what I mean? Like I'm sorry isn't actually enough. It's going to take a lot for somebody to bounce back from that kind of stuff, especially when you are messing with a pure energy. And Cassie, what I'm getting here is like pure energy. And when he had posted his confession, right, when he was asking for forgiveness, like this is actually in fact Diddy's time to repent and ask for forgiveness and do a lot of healing himself, right? This is actually a really sad thing, because he's feeling a lot of that wrath. And I'm getting fire. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of fire. He's feeling a lot of fire in his body. I'm hearing like there's no way out of this, you know, when you ask. And let me tell you that God is a very merciful God. Our God is a very merciful God. No matter what you do, he's very merciful, and he is always going to be kind to you, but he is also going to show you the very thing that you had done to somebody, sometimes 10 times worse, especially when you mess with somebody who had done nothing to you, but you intentionally messing with somebody who is pure. What you are actually getting back from that is so much worse than what you had done to her. And it is having him really it's hard for him to come back to balance. It's hard for him to come back to being all that he can be. Like he's gonna have to ask so much of that forgiveness and repentance. It's crazy how this is all coming up. The number 13 is significant. Also, I'm doing this on June 13th. She's married now. I know that, right? So for her, trying to keep up with her marriage now and trying to keep up with the marriage, so strong, okay? And so brave. At the same time, healing mental stability and mental strength, right? Excuse me. I had written this down. This was the energy I was picking up earlier. Like she's going through major changes. At the same time, he is also going through major changes. You know, this is an energy exchange. Okay. I'm hearing whirlwind. This is a whirlwind. It did not just, in fact, made an impact on one person or two persons, three persons. This is the whole industry. And it was done to the whole industry. You know, when one person steps in and tries to manipulate the whole thing, fear, the darkness, the fear is so powerful and has so much courage. There's a reason why God didn't do anything about it at first. There's a reason God had kept it the way that it did. There's a reason why Mother Nature had kept it the way that it did. Because let me tell you, the amount of damage that Diddy had done not only affected one person, but the whole place, is what I'm getting here. But the whole collective, the whole industry. the amount of wrath and the amount of pain that he had caused on everybody, the amount of pain that he had caused Cassie and the abuse that she went through for months. Sexual abuse isn't, in fact, an easy thing to heal from. That's going to take years, dude. That is going to take years. Nightmares, going through nights of terror. Heavy breathing. Sometimes you can't even speak, right? This is hard to break, especially when you have a marriage that you are trying to keep strong for, when you have children as well, right? Imagine the mental pain and where she's going with her mind, her body. Our body is a time machine. Your body can take you back there and then bring you back and then take you back and then bring you back. It's a nightmare. It's terror. So imagine while she is coming back in order and being more in balance, right? She's so brave. She's so courageous. Imagine how she's healing from all of this and how she has been healing from all of this. Now that she's healing from all of this and coming back in order, imagine where he is. Remember, I said this is an energy exchange. So wherever she is with her healing, he too is feeling it with his healing, but 10 times worse. What you wish upon somebody, you wish upon yourself. It's an energy exchange. You, in fact, fucked with a pure energy. So what you get back from fucking up with a pure energy is 10 times worse than what you actually did to her in that abuse. It is major changes on your mental health, your emotional health. It is a new cycle of experiencing truth and seeing truth for the first time, and that's overwhelming and overbearing, because when you are releasing and surrendering a lot of that toxin out of your body for the first time, are you really seeing the truth? And that is a lot. And the weight that comes with that. The weight that comes with that. And mind you, this is like he's probably having nightmares. He too is he's probably having nightmares and terror, night terror is what I'm getting here. He is probably feeling a lot of the loneliness. It's actually really sad, But when he had done this to the industry and he had done this to Cassie, he in fact did not have any sympathy. He in fact did not have any emotions, pure, genuine, authentic emotions or feelings that he was having when he was doing this to people. He was just there, unconscious, unaware. He in fact was soulless and spiritless. He did not have a soul, not a single drop of light in him when he was doing this. So there was no sympathy when he was doing these to people, when he was abusing people. And it was more than one person, right? Now he is feeling the loneliness of dang, I'm getting he to bounce back from all of that, he needing community, it's messing up with his future decision making. It's really messing up his plans, future plans. It's completely, it has stopped him. It has stopped him, okay, from doing the things that he wants. Meanwhile, we have Cassie. Gaining a whole lot from the community. 6 of Cups. Gaining a whole lot. The Empress of the Night finale. After the storm, I emerge a shiny new star. Once again, she was and has always been the essence. She has always and has been the essence. And Diddy now has to, you know, be at a stop, a complete stop, while Cassie's gaining it all. I release the weight of the world from my shoulders, and a lot of what she's releasing, he too is feeling from a distance, and that right there is heavy on him. And he's going to have to gain a lot of patience after all of that. Because you see, when you mess with the pure energy, what you get back from that is 10 times worse than what you actually did. Again, major shifts and major changes. This is coming back to balance and having more clarity. But you're gonna have to go through the night terrors, the nightmares. You're gonna have to go through what feels like hell to get back to getting back in order. And what I'm getting here with Cassie is, while she is having to go through a lot of these major changes, you know, she too is gaining a lot from this. The amount of wisdom, the amount of strength, okay, the courage, the amount of patience, the amount of stability. I'm getting that one day she could be an advocate to our youth. What she's going to maybe open up like start up like a foundation for our youth, for our mental illness. I'm getting that she could be one to really push mental illness, wellness, be that face for advocating for mental illness and wellness. Okay, I'm getting like she could be one to really start up like a foundation or something. Walk through life with confidence and grace. You have power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. You know what's so amazing about Virgos is that even after how many years of abuse they have experienced, okay, this is what I'm picking up because I know that she is also a Virgo. After so much abuse a Virgo can go through, a Virgo is still coming out of it. Even in the process of healing, they are still very loving and kind and compassionate. And it's like you don't even see the anger, like there's less anger, but a lot more compassion and a lot more love exuding from them. Even after how many years of abuse and whatever that was done to them, right? They are still very loving, and even more loving, actually. Like they gain a lot more love. Like you would think that somebody who has gone through a lot of sexual abuse, somebody who has gone through a lot of mental abuse, you know, like they would be in anger, they would be in rage, they would be, you know, causing trouble, you know, and projecting their pain onto everybody else. But no, it's like what I'm getting here with Cassie, it's like she's giving more love and she's giving more light and compassion. She's showing more light than ever because of it. She's gaining a lot of power and a lot of love from it. This is what I'm getting. And it's also giving her a lot of grace. She is, in fact, gaining a lot of wisdom and insights from this. And it is also really teaching her about her self-worth. I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if Cassie started up like a foundation for our youth for sexual abuse. I would not be surprised. You guys, this has been long, actually 40. Yeah, this has been long, and I just want to tap in and get into it. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will see you guys in the next. Bye.